Hmm. No,
Yeah,
no.
maybe some settings.
No,
Wait, give me one. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
In the meantime,
Okay,
I would
people.
like to say, oh, you have?
Now people can hear me. Apologies.
No.
Um, it's been a mess. My Wi-Fi went out and all settings went out as well. So apologies for that. So I was saying, welcome to the show. Sorry for the technical issues, but it's fitting. It's fitting because we just got some depressing news, I think, before we went live. So we're gonna talk about the game, our win, first win in God knows how long. Obviously, so a lot of positive out there. Out of that game, are those one-offs? Is just luck? Is it who we are? Very inconsistent. That's what we're going to talk about. Also about Vlahovic, or just the number 9 in general, because that was the title of the show. We will talk about transfers. We will start with that as well, because it's taking a rather sad turn, in my opinion. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. Norbert, Malik, thanks for joining. How are you guys? You must be ecstatic, right?
I'm ecstatic because Next Gen won and they are in an insane form. They just beat the first team, Monopoly, which is an insane name. But yeah,
The name is
yesterday's.
Monopoly.
I swear to God, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Actually, they're
badass.
good. They were first before the game.
Yeah, they were first, and we beat them with a penalty, but the team was solid, so that was good. And yesterday's game was like, I think, one of the best games we played in the season, but one of the best second half for sure. So yeah, let's talk about this wonderful game yesterday.
Yeah, it feels good to finally win again, and it was very convincing. Like there wasn't really any doubt once. I honestly, well, when we scored the second goal, I was like, "Oh, finally, we're killing off a game."
Yeah,
And I wanted more and stuff. It felt good to finally have that instead of conceding a random equalizer as we did all season. But yeah, it's good hope and finally, because like we've dominated some games in the past month, but it didn't translate into a win. But this one did, and against Milan, hopefully it's a springboard to better form. But we said that previous times as well, didn't we?
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, we've we've done that, been there. But
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about the game. Vlahovic or just the number 9. A bit about Bruges. A bit later. Let's start about transfers, because otherwise that would make no sense considering what just happened, I guess. Um, if I say, because somebody called me out for it, saying I'm being unfair. If I say that Giuntoli already flopped in January, am I exaggerating?
No, but we said this the first week of January as well, that he had 3 months to prepare for this transfer market, and it sure doesn't feel like he did. It just feels like a mess.
Yeah, it does, and this is why I was skeptical of going into this window because we had a target, and then we had another target, and then suddenly we're hearing names, random names. So this just tells me like ideas are just scattered and stuff, and it felt like this in the summer when we were looking for a center back anyway, and like the same thing's happening in January. It's makes me feel a bit uneasy.
Well, you're being nice when you say feel it's maybe like a bit uneasy. I'm annoyed. Like, I'm really annoyed because there was one moment in the game yesterday where Kalulu, it looked like he felt something, and I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
we're done. Like,
I had the same feeling.
we're done. We're absolutely done. And uh, that's still around the corner. Like, just like Yildiz, he took a shot on goal and he felt something. Like, that's all it takes. Like, that's all it takes, for a player to, in our case, miss 5 games. Conceição, precaution, no injury, miss 5 games. Probably gonna miss Bruges as well. Not probably, he's gonna miss Bruges. If he's not in training today, then even if he's back tomorrow in training, it's pointless, right? So that is our situation, and he had 3 months to prep, and this is the worst prep ever, like literally ever, because it's a key position. It's not that if we don't get one, we will figure it out down the line. We need somebody, like we just need fit players, and he's failed already to do that. Whatever comes in right now, it's too late, in my opinion. It's already too late, and like you said, it's unprepared. The list is just a roller coaster of names, and the further down the line you go, or the further each day passing, like you get more evidence of how unprepared he was, or maybe how naive he was. I don't know. Maybe he really thought he was gonna get Araujo, which was not the first choice as well. So that's also telling that he's not really prepared for that as well. So it's a mess in my opinion, and it's actually sad because yesterday night, whatever you want to call it, or this night, excuse me, I was awake because I was watching NFL, and I was thinking about the Tomori news over and over again. I'm like, did they see what I just see? Like, did they watch the same game, or were they not at the stadium? I forgot about that game in itself, basically. I'm like, we don't have a lot of money, and we're gonna spend that on Tomori. I'm like, that's weird, like very weird. And I was like, man, he was probably option D, and we went back to A, back to C, and I was like, oh, let's go back to D because we got thrown away by every other single team out there, So I was like, this is actually sad. But I was like, you know what? How bad I feel, maybe it's just alone with an option, and we don't play him that much, and maybe he knows that's the type of deal, and that's why he's saying I don't want to leave. I don't know. Maybe I was like, you know what? Go to bed. Tomorrow we will see. And then, funnily enough, I actually took a nap midday, and I woke up and I had like, I don't know how many messages from you guys in the chat, and I was like, what the hell just happened? I was like, before I read the message, I was like, let me open Twitter for a second, and I saw Kelly from Newcastle. I didn't even knew he was playing at Newcastle now. I'm not gonna lie. Or play is a fancy, like he's not playing at Newcastle. He is at Newcastle. Let me describe it like that. He's just at Newcastle, and I was like, I just sat back and I was like, please, Tomori, join us. Like it couldn't get worse. Like, he's a bench player at Newcastle. I looked up his injury record. Oh boy, like we are we are in the market because we have injuries. I looked at his record and I'm like, well, he's injury free this season because he's literally not playing. Otherwise, he's a walking injury basically. I looked up some stats and I'm like, and then I already saw people patching it up. Oh, Giuntoli has been following him since Napoli. I'm like, cool. This is not Napoli, one. And two, if he's been following him since his time at Napoli, he was a free agent in the summer. Why did you not pounce on him if you really wanted him? This is desperation mode. If we pay even a single euro to bring that guy in, I'm sorry. Like, let's be honest. In a perfect summer, an ideal summer, you're shipping him out again. You're trying to ship that player out again. He's getting benched by Dan Burn. He's probably 80 years old, Dan Burn. Like, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, you guys go because, I said what I had to say.
It's insane. Like, the dude was injured last season, 17 games. The season before, 18 games. Even if he's healthy, he's not good enough, clearly. He's sitting on the bench of Newcastle, which, Newcastle is not like Chelsea or whatever. Chelsea, like, whatever. But I just don't understand. Like, we should have a list of 20 players and not these kind of players. And it feels like now we just want to sign someone that is a able body and can be in the defense. But I'm sorry. I want Tomori because he can play on better days, and Motta wants him, I hope. But not 30 mil. 20 mil, I would say it's fair. Anything more, I'm not too happy with it. Renato Veiga he can play like left back, center back, defensive midfielder. In his career, he played the most defensive midfielder. Lately, he's playing left back, but he has like similar games as a center back as well. If it's a dry loan, I'm okay with that as well. But Gatti should not start games. I'm sorry. Like Grinta here, Grinta there, Grinta anywhere, but he can't. He can't. He's not a Juventus. He's a squad player. I'm like every now and then he can play. I'm fine with that, but yeah, I just don't know. Like Hansko should come right now. Like why can't we try to offer something that they can't refuse? Not like 40 mil, but obviously something. If you're buying him anyway, like let's just do it now. Because Antonio and that's also a thing. Like Antonio Silva, we knew that he's not available, and they kept pushing for it for like 2 weeks. What was the point? I'm disappointed in Giuntoli. I don't care, money, not money. He had lots of time to plan this, and there is nothing. So I'm really disappointed, to be honest.
Yeah, adding to that, it is very disappointing because like we went into this window thinking, okay, we're gonna get Antonio Silva somehow, and obviously Benfica didn't nudge. Okay, we move on. Araujo obviously didn't nudge, way too expensive anyway. And yeah, and then you think Tomori, you're like, okay, so Tomori isn't the exact profile we need, but we need defenders, and he has Serie A experience. He won Serie A before. Can partner with Kalulu fine, just like they did at Milan. Although I don't think that's a good enough pairing for now. But
No.
yeah, and then we get linked to Lloyd Kelly. Lloyd Kelly, nah, this guy isn't Juve quality. Like the only thing close that resembles him to Juve is the fact he wears black and white with Newcastle and he doesn't even play. Yeah, injury record is horrible. You're just gonna sign him. He's gonna stay at J Medical and make friends with Milik. So, nah.
He can play for the next
that's-
gen.
He can play for the next gen in their promotion hunt.
Yeah.
But yeah. The thing is, people are gonna say, "Oh, he's left-footed. Oh, he can play left back." I don't care.
I can use my left
Yes.
foot as well.
I'm left-footed. I play as a left back. Okay, you don't want to sign me though.
Nah.
You know.
Oh my god! Like at this point, somebody said, "Do not." That's been my message all week, basically. Then I already feel sorry. I said no to Skriniar on a dry loan. Like that's where I'm getting at right now because I'd rather spend no money than just spend money. You know, we spent money in the past and we sat back. We're like, okay, we need to get rid of you already. And I'm like, you know, it gets ugly. We know, like he's not good enough. He's not gonna start over Gatti or Kalulu. Like if
Yeah.
you like at this point, you're probably looking at a player who's just there if one of the two gets injured right now. Surely, you know, because with the list, the names of you started, those are probably names that could compete and maybe overtake somebody. With the list of players who mentioned or being linked right now, nobody's coming in and taking their spot. They're just there, and maybe that's what Tomori knows. Maybe he knows that. I don't know as well because I'm not sure why you would stay at this Milan side. Not saying that we are all that, but well, it can even be worse than us. So I don't get why that's the issue for him. I'm okay with it because I don't want to spend plus 20 million for him. That being said, if you like I don't even know how to put it in words. Like the links make no sense. I think Newcastle are sitting there and they're laughing their ass off. They're like, yeah, why not? You know, like why not? So it is sad. Like the link is actually sad. Even forget about it's January, don't have money. It's just sad that we're being linked with these players. Not linked, like actually serious links. Not Tutto Sport. You wake up and you see 1,000 links in one page. You know, they list they have articles where they list like 10 players, and you're like, yeah, it's bullshit that article because that's not really. You shouldn't know that type of information. Lloyd Kelly, yeah, I mean, he's coming in like you said. Like he's gonna sit on the bench. Like he's not gonna compete. He's not gonna push any of these two guys. So very strange. Like very strange is insane. Like it is insane. Somebody's saying, "Oh, he deleted the message." I don't
Yeah,
like.
I saw it.
We loaned out Rugani. We sold this and this. We had a fit back line before the injury. Nobody knew we will have 2 ACLs in the season. Like that's ridiculous. In the same positions, basically. That that happened. Like, obviously, if that happened in August, we wouldn't have sold, or loaned out Rugani, obviously. But you need to act right now. So that's that. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which we didn't prep. It's Renato Vega. Again, another name that was mentioned weeks ago and now is back, which tells you they're not main targets, and Giuntoli come out and say that's the dynamics of the transfer window. Cool, I will call it that's the incompetence of your transfer window. That's what I will say, and that's not being harsh because I'm not saying get him out, Giuntoli out. I'm not one of those people. However, it's crazy. Also, really quickly, I looked up the rules, and you can only sign up 3 new players in the Champions League apparently. So if you sign 4, you have Colomani, you have Roberto Costa, and if you bring in 2 center backs, I don't know, depending on the type of center backs, probably Roberto Costa will get left out for this season. But that's the thing. Now, Renato Vega, excuse me. So we're back in him. We're back in the mix for him. That sounded weird. We're back in the mix for him. I think the earlier reports earlier this or like at the end of December were a loan with an option, and Chelsea were like no, like if you like Chelsea were permanent, and then Maresca was like no, I want to keep him, and then he doesn't really play him. So I think Chelsea like told Maresca he's gone. If there are options, so it's probably not going to be a loan with an option. It will be probably a loan with some sort of obligation that kicks in. I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm an expert on Renato Vega, which I'm not. The little I've seen from him, he's versatile. He looks like he's a decent footballer, like just footballer. Or like he stood out for me more about being a footballer than a defender. I don't know if that's fair to say. He's young and potential. But for me, the issue is that he's not the main choice. And that for me, that stinks. But what do you think, Norbert?
Yeah, it has to be a loan with option. Listen, I will say that much, that I would rather see Giuntoli spends 15 mil on him than on Lloyd Kelly. So that's that.
How much?
But Chelsea bought him for 14 million.
How much?
14.
Oh, I thought 40. I was like, oh.
I almost had a heart attack.
Yes.
No.
So they will ask for close to 20 plus.
Yeah,
that's what they're probably going to ask.
I mean, it is better than Lloyd Kelly, and the fact is versatile and young, and he has upside, like it softens the blow, but the fact is not a main target, and we have to resort to alternative targets. It's just a bit blech, But if he comes, I'd be somewhat welcome to it, I guess I have to. So.
Yeah. Checking the injury history, but he's pretty good.
Yeah, he's still very young, so it's like
look up Douglas Luiz's injury record history before he joined us.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's the thing. J Medical.
Yeah, at Basel he missed 8 games last year, but that's it.
That's fine, I guess.
Depends on the deal, right? Like,
yeah. Like for me, Tomori should be the first out of all these, not the main targets, not Hensko and not Antonio Silva, but all the rest. But even then, it shouldn't be more than like 20 mil. I'm sorry, even 25 is pushing it.
As long as we sign Hensko in the summer and this doesn't affect anything, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Because Hensko should be as soon as the window opens, boom, signed.
Yeah, ball playing
but we're
defender who is
now,
Yeah, who is tall and left-footed. Like, I'm sorry.
Perfect. Yes, exactly, and his ball playing ability is excellent. So he is what we need.
That's for the summer. People will probably hate me. I hope we find another option than Hensko, but that's just me.
I don't see another option.
I don't like right now. But if it's for the summer, I hope we just take our time and look at it rather than make that decision right now. Because I know a lot of people are high on him.
He's 27. That's the problem.
I'm not really 100% sold on him. Or like, not that I think he's a bum or something. Not that, but I see people going overboard. I'm like, I've not seen that, to be honest. Like, I've not seen that from him. But that's just me. Like, he's a good defender, but he has limitations that scare me in the way we want to play. That's just what I think. So that's why I'm also confused with the targets. Like, the targets we have, like the we go from versatile players to
Mm-hmm.
just one position player, if that makes sense. Like, the list
Yeah,
makes no
it's
sense. The
it's it's
list,
it's it's, it's not a consistent profile
no,
because you go from a ball playing
Yeah.
versatile defender to someone who's just a solid defender, and it just doesn't add up. One is left foot, the other is right footed. It's strange, you know.
it
Yeah.
is for me. It's frustrating. And people hit the like button because we only have 20 likes, which is sad. And the news is sad. So yeah, maybe it's fitting. Someone said, "Oh, be positive." Like, what do you want? Like, I really try. I hype. Like, I don't think I've actually lose my mind over any result this season. Like, I've been disappointing, but like, I still always try to get some positives out of the games and stuff. But right now in the transfer window, it's not really much positive, right? We don't know anything about Alberto Costa. The Colomani thing is it's just a joke at this like whatever, like it is a joke. Like,
Yeah.
that's not to be critical or something. Like, it's actually insane that that's actually happening. However, it's fitting. It's actually fitting. And the transfer window regarding center backs is just laughable. Like, it is laughable. I was listening to yeah, people will probably not know that it's a local TV show in Italy. And they were talking about it, and they were like, it's actually insane that Motta is staying this cool, not based on the results and something, because that's not the part. He said he is actually, like what I said, he's that person said, like, he's probably going to church every single day and asking God for Kalulu and Gatti to stay fit. Otherwise, he's in real trouble. And Giuntoli is just,
So I want to see be here we come.
Yeah, we
yeah,
were
and
talking
Giuntoli is
about that.
just sitting, just being around. Like, for me, that's already a fail. Like, I don't care that there's only, what is, like, a week or two left, maybe 2 weeks left, almost a bit less than 2 weeks left. I don't care that there is quote unquote time. There's no time. The time has expired. Like, it's done. And yeah, for me, that's just extremely frustrating, and as well for the players, because we have a lot of injuries. Like, some of them, I think it's just because we're overplaying. Like, we're playing every single 3 weeks. Um, I looked at Napoli yesterday evening. They were in the box 3 times. They converted 3 times. Other than that, they were rubbish. Like, they were not good. They were actually not good. But they have a week time to prep. They don't. I have a friend who's a Napoli fan. He was talking about injuries. I'm like, shut up. Like, actually, shut up. You play once a week. I don't want to hear that if you're missing one player. Like, I don't want to. Oh, we sold Kfara. I don't want to hear that. Like, we have been out without players for every single week. We're missing 2-3 players, and we play every 2-3 days basically. So that's for me the frustrating part. That's the weird, the absolutely frustrating part. Somebody said, but you can say it about Kalulu before he joined us. He's the only one who's staying fit, knocked on wood. But the track record is that players who are fit before they join us somehow end up being injury prone when they join us. That's, like, you can look it up. Not all of them, but most of them, yeah. Just prepare yourself for the summer window and gather any money you have for then. We should be able to get top 4 as it is. We should.
We
really
have a lot
should.
of money in summer.
Yeah, we will sell as well, and probably people will not.
Cambiasso and Vlahovic gone. That's
Cambiaso and Vlahovic are gonna
50,
bring us,
hopefully.
that moolah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And considering the
Honestly,
names we're being
Cambiaso and
linked with,
Vlahovic. If we're linked to good players, I'm happy. But like,
well, that's the thing.
those sales are gonna change our lives. I hope for the better, but like, we'll see.
Let's see. They say they could get Vega and Kelly. Yeah, I mean, they could keep Kelly.
No, not
Can't
both,
wait.
just one.
Can't wait.
Vega, okay, if it's down to those two, please, Vega, I beg you. Honestly, I don't want Lloyd Kelly.
Someone saying Renato Vega gives us more options. Signing him and Anchko would be nice, but as you said, it's too late. We need to pray to not have any injuries in the next 2 weeks. Yeah. I would rather bring back Gonzalez from loan, or use Loca as a sandbag, then bring in someone just to pad the
So
squad? Well, not
Facundo.
Gonzalez.
so I would like to add to this. It doesn't work like that. You can't just bring back anyone
No.
you want. There's a
Yeah, we're not
contract.
Chelsea apparently.
If in the contract it says can be recalled, then you can recall it. If it says cannot be recalled, then you cannot recall it. That's how it works. Like
Yeah, it's not. It's not
because
FIFA.
Feyenoord then would need to rush and sign a centre back, and maybe they don't want to do it. Maybe they don't have the money. La la la. So it depends on the contract.
And then they might screw us for Hansko in the summer, you know.
Yeah,
I
Actually,
have a feeling Facundo's gonna be involved in the deal for Hansko eventually, but that's a topic for the summer, isn't it? So
yeah.
actually, it should be illegal to put that in a deal. You know, can be recalled. That should not be a thing. Also,
Yeah.
Chelsea asked 20 million for Vega,
Yeah.
says Nico Shira.
Wow.
Which is a fair price, I guess.
Yeah.
But that's what I said. Like that's gonna be the price. It actually should be illegal to be in the contract. Like it should be illegal, like to do in England. I think it is. If he's loaned out, he cannot play against that team. That's
oh
actually
yeah, I don't like that rule.
that's embarrassing.
Is it still? It's still working? Is it still a thing?
I don't know if it's still a
That's-
thing. It was a thing, you know. Like I cannot believe those things are legal. Like legal, you loan them out because you don't really believe him or you want him to grow, but then when you face him, you're scared to face him. Like that's weak. Like I'm happy that rule doesn't exist in England, in Italy, and stuff because that's just not okay. Okay, let the news develop. It's still fresh for the Vega one. I think 20 million. Like if we were gonna spend 20 million, then spend that on a player, you might get your money back somehow. Like if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna get money for Tomori, nor are you gonna get money for Kelly. He's English, so he might go back to the Premier League, but you're not gonna recoup the money, you know. And
but
there's no
Vega has
Vega
so
has-
much upside. So
Yeah, he has some potential. We don't know how much, but he has some.
Let's see how that will go. Let's go back to yesterday evening because we won a game. Couldn't believe it. We did it.
Woohoo.
We actually did it. Actually, the most unbelievable thing is, like you said, Malik, earlier on, we went 1-0 up and we actually kept pressing. And when we're 2-0 up, we took the foot off the gas, but everybody knew it was over. That Milan team was never going to come back. Absolutely no chance they were coming back. So 2-0, clean win, dominant win, in my opinion. You know, maybe in the first half we had that Di Gregorio big time save, who gets hate on social media for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Maybe that's a thing with our goalkeepers right now. From Chesney to I don't know. It seems fashionable to hate on our goalkeepers. I think he's doing perfectly fine this season and saved us on many occasions in the last couple of games when we don't give up a lot of chances, but those 1-2 moments in a game, he bailed us out, you know, with some fantastic saves, you know. But other than that, we dominated, you know, maybe not with the most chances in the first half because we made some weird decisions in the final third, which is still a thing. However, it did look much better, you know. Did it? No, Norbert? Or like maybe because we finished the job for the first time. But in general, I thought the game was much better.
How we played now looked a lot like how Bologna played last year. Very similar things I saw. The pressing worked. It just worked. This man pressing, everyone knew their man and they were pressing, and it was throughout the entire game. That's also awesome. What was interesting, I don't know if you guys necessarily saw it, but how Locatelli was defending as a third defender, I really liked as well. And yeah, overall it was really good. As I said, like I think the best second half this team played this year. Controlled the entire game. Milan didn't really have any chances. It was really comfortable, and we played good. Many chances. Cope Miners should have scored, but hey, I really liked it. And Bangula is an amazing player, and I love him. What else? I imagine like we might play this season with Locatelli and Savona as centre backs if we don't sign a centre back.
Oh God! So no.
No. But yeah, yeah, I don't know. I was really happy, and I was betting on a draw, and it wasn't a draw. So, I'm happy with that as well. I don't care.
Well,
Um,
on the
really good.
Discord, I predicted a 2-0 win, and for once this season I got it correct, bang on the head. And
Nice job.
yeah, and that game for me just solidified that the midfield duo, Locatelli, Thuram. Oh, Locatelli this season, man, absolute dynamo. It's the best I've ever seen him in a Juve shirt.
Yeah,
Thuram, our signing of the summer by far. It's not even close. And yeah, I noticed like with this strikerless formation, we have a lot of interchanging going on and stuff, and that we look actually more fluid and it's easier on the eye to watch. And this made me think yesterday, Kolo Muani is good at going on the wings and interchanging as well. So I think it could be a good fit actually. So that makes me look forward to the next couple of weeks to seeing how it works. But other than that, yeah, everything was solid. That game was, I'd say, probably our s- first or second best performance all season.
yeah.
Um, yeah, long may it continue.
Dushan will ride the bench. My
He
prediction.
will. This if we play better, then yeah, you know, I don't care about the names as long as we play
Yeah,
better.
I
That's the most
just
important thing.
can't see him fit in this. This
Yeah,
interchange.
I mean, we knew this from
Can't.
the summer. We always had this question mark in the
Yeah,
summer where it was like, oh, does Vlahovic fit into Motta's system? Does Bremer fit into Motta's system? We know Bremer fits in very well, and Bremer is just he's just world class in my opinion. So yeah, but Vlahovic, yikes. I think this summer is gonna be,
yeah. He's gone.
Yeah, that was basically the question. So let's get back into it. And then I have other things to discuss on the game, or like other things I want to bring up. Um, is that the solution playing without a number 9? Obviously, the answer is it's not gonna happen. That's the answer because you're not gonna
Mhm.
bench Vlahovic. But I asked that question not even because of that interchanging we did, or like it looks more dynamic. It looks a bit more fluid. It looks more unpredictable as well. But
Yeah,
I came up with the title of this live show. The moment that happened, that's what I was like, that's how I'm gonna name the next live. Is when we scored the second goal, and when Bangula won the ball back in midfield in that moment, and it goes to Thuram, and Nico Gonzalez puts in a little block on Fofana,
yeah,
which
Mhm.
like is crucial because Thuram is gone at that point. I've seen on so many occasions I've seen Vlahovic this season, and I'm bringing it up um, because Gonzalez was playing in his place instead of him, that Vlahovic would have run towards that ball. He would have probably bumped into Thuram, if that makes sense. Like he's not really aware of what should happen in certain moments. That's why I bring it up. Not because I think we will do that, we don't need him throughout the season right now. We're gonna need his goals. Like it's just gonna need it because in the first half there were some crosses where I'm like, if Vlahovic was there, it'll probably be on target, or it would be at the end of it, because that's the area where he usually stands. So we're gonna need him. However, we play Bruges on Tuesday. Who, by the way, it's gonna be a very physical game. You should be winning, but they are on hot flying form. Even in the Champions League, they're physical. They work hard. That pitch is horrendous. It's cold over here as well. Like it's not fun to play on that pitch. It's not the biggest of play. Like it's in length is okay, but you will see. It looks small. It looks like it's gonna be all over. Like it's gonna be duels all over the place. That's how the game will be. And they actually can play football, by the way. It's not that just that they actually can play football. But I was looking at that. I was like, maybe we're gonna need that more on Tuesday than a target man up top. That's how
yeah.
I excuse me was looking at it. Also because I've seen people putting a lot of hate on Nico Gonzalez, or hate. I shouldn't
It's
unfair
funny.
criticism, because I think for what he's asked to do right now, I don't think that's his main position. I know Motta said it at the start of the season, like, oh, you can play number 9. I mean, Yeah, and no, like the output is not really there. Like, let's be completely honest. You want more and you want better from a number 9. However, so far, what he's doing, what he's asked to do, I think he's doing well. You know, the link up play, I think,
Yeah.
has been very good. You know, the hold up play, the movement, like the work rate is through the roof for him. Like he works hard, tracks back, like nothing to like he doesn't shy away from anything right now. He's playing well. My question was, do you actually break that up right now? Going into Bruges, going away to Napoli. Maybe against Napoli, you're gonna need to rotate because it's too many games. But going into Bruges, do you break that up, or do you try to build on this?
So for me, no, I wouldn't break up. And as I said, Dusan for me is done. He's not a starter in my eyes anymore. And once Colomwani is here, he will. I just said that for me, Colomwani starts instead of Bangula, and it will work. It will look awesome, I think. And I'm sorry, I can't see how Dusan would fit when finally we found the way to play. They found the way how the coach wants them to play. I don't want to break this up. I think it's silly. Maybe we can try a little bit, and if it doesn't work, just leave it. I'm sorry. For me, Dusan is not a starter anymore. I want the team to win. I'm not a Dusan fanboy. I don't care. I like him, but he clearly doesn't fit here, and he doesn't want to lower his salary. So yeah, he should sit on the bench.
Yeah, I agree with Noor, but like no matter how big your name is, if if it's not for the team's benefit that
Yeah.
you play, like you shouldn't play. It's simply put, and I don't see a reason why we should break. We're starting to enter finally a decent moment, and a moment where we're starting to actually see Motta's handprint on the team, and I don't see a reason to break this up. But I do believe that a lot depends on the context of the game we're actually playing, because like if we're playing against a very deep block, for example, and we don't have a focal point, we're gonna struggle a lot. But if we play against a team that can give us space, give us openings and stuff, then yeah, what we did at the last few weeks is gonna work very well. So I still think we're gonna need Vlahovic in certain occasions in the season for sure, absolutely. He still has that top striker quality in him, although it happens very rarely these days. But yeah, so we'll see. Maybe in Bruges, like I'm not familiar really with how they play. Really, I don't know. I'd imagine
They
they
keep
could
the ball well.
they keep the ball well. Yeah,
And
exactly. So I
no,
yeah,
they
go on.
can they can go from one end to another end really quickly.
So do they sit deep then?
No, absolutely not at all.
Ah,
So
okay. Yeah, then in that case, I think the way we've been playing in the last few weeks, the strikerless style, I think it's good. It would work fine in Bruges. But say if we're playing like against like a really stingy Serie A team that's literally has like 10 behind the ball, we're gonna need a focal point, because if you remember earlier in the season when we played Napoli and Roma, and like they were constantly behind the ball, we lacked a focal point when Vlahovic came off, and we never looked like getting anything from that game after that. So
Yeah, yeah. But he's gonna play Vlahovic. Maybe not start him against Bruges, but he's gonna play him. If he's fit, he'll probably start. I don't think he's fit. That's why I'm saying he's probably not starting. But if he shows up and Motta's like, yeah, you're ready actually, then he's not gonna bench him. He's gonna play him.
you think
Also,
he will
I don't know.
try to play him the same way?
I'm
Like,
not sure,
Luiz
but
does?
Yildiz is out and Conceição is not back. I don't think he's gonna
Yeah.
play Timothy Weah or start Timothy Weah. I maybe, but I think Vlau, if he shows up tomorrow and he's at 60-70%, he's gonna start and he's gonna sub him off. I think because of the situation, where we probably will be out. I think Yildiz will only be back in the second week of February, in my opinion. Considering the reporting, it's nothing. Like Conceição, nothing, and he missed 5 games already. That's a big miss for us. And McKennie as well is probably going to be out. I know they didn't train today. They're going to evaluate it tomorrow. If they didn't train today, they're out. they're out for Bruges, and maybe it makes sense to not play him, and take that much of a risk. But if he plays Vlahovic, we're not going to play. Like, it's different because Vlahovic cannot do that. Like, Vlahovic cannot come in that deep and be technically that good as Gonzalez. Like, he can't. So if you're going to play like that, I think we're going to lose possession so many times in midfield in dangerous areas that it's going to end up costing us and killing us off.
Yeah.
So, no. I don't. If that's a question, no, I don't think it will be focal point up top. We will go back to that, and I don't know. Maybe the mindset is going to need to make the difference rather than the not a new idea of play, because the idea I think remains the same. Keep the ball, let it go smoothly, and find the openings, and then pounce on it. Circulate the ball as much as possible. Only like Malik said, right now it looks more fluent. Like, it looks more free falling. It changes with Vlahovic because he's a completely different type of player. Than you cannot ask Vlahovic to drop in, maybe drop in on the wing, and interchange with it. Like, you can't. It's not gonna happen. Like, you probably could have asked Mandzukic to do that. You cannot ask Vlahovic to do that. You can ask him, but I think after 20 minutes, everybody will have a complete meltdown on social media because it's gonna look weird. It's gonna look worthy of a blooper reel. So no, but let's see what he's gonna do. Other thing I wanted to bring up, because I think he deserves to be brought up, is McKennie, who even last season I was like, it's okay, but yeah, squad player, but we needed money in the summer. I was like, yeah, Sal, we need money. Like, we desperately needed money in the summer. And like, he was okay last season, but this season he's playing on another level. Like, he started off the season well. He had that injury. It looked a bit rusty, but now he's on a different pace. And it's unfortunate that he's injured right now. And it actually happened after the second goal from Timothy Weah. He felt something. I don't know what happened, to be honest, because it only came out today. But he's playing at an extremely high level, like extremely high level. And there will be games or moments where we will get cooked, defensively, because he's not a defender. Like, I cannot fault him for that, if that makes any sense. Even let's say we play Locatelli center back away in the Champions League and he makes a mistake, I'm like, you're not a center back. Like, I cannot really blame you for that unless you just do something boneheaded. But he's playing at an extremely high level, McKennie, and he's actually valuable to the team, like to the starting 11, to results. Like, he's valuable, and just massive credit, because I didn't see that coming, because you need to have a complete mind change, in my opinion, to go from last ending of the season to this, to being put out of the squad in preseason to this. You need to be completely on point, completely focused, and determined to make something about. Because again, like, you can go up and he can easily say, I don't play at the back position. Don't ask me to do that. Or you can go out there and you can see that he doesn't really want to play there, and it looks bad because you can see he's not happy in that position. But he makes the most of it. He enjoys it, and actually he brings quality right now. Like, he actually brings quality, which was probably my biggest criticism of him. On the ball, it's not good. On the ball right now, it's excellent. Like, it's actually very, very good. So, yeah, praise.
Yeah, you know what? He's lacking in his defensive abilities. He brings it back with work rate, because his work rate is amazing, and even if he defensively, like, his tools are not the best, with his work rate, he recovers a lot. And yeah, I would never thought that he would be like this, to be honest, when he was a little chubby boy, going to Leeds and then coming back. I thought he's gone. He was out of the squad, and now he's starting, and now wherever the coach puts him in, he's doing well. So yeah, he's really the versatile player that Motta dreams about, and he does well, and I'm happy for him. So yeah, He certainly didn't worth the 5 mil that he wanted, but still, I'm really happy for him, and I hope he stays longer because he's an amazing squad player, I think.
Absolutely. Yeah. Obviously, he shouldn't be starting in midfield, but like this season, the way he's turned things around, you know, chapeau, big chapeau. And yeah, he can play right back, left back, midfield, wings if needed.
10.
Bit extreme 10. The false nine. It's a really valuable thing to have in the squad generally. So yeah, I went from wanting him sold. I wanted him sold like the past 3 summers, I think, like consecutively, and now I actually want him to stay. Like,
Yeah.
big credit to him, and yeah, apologies.
Yeah, imagine if we're selling him to Aston Villa, like last summer.
Yeah, like when you look at it now, like, but I remember like in the summer I was proper frustrated that I thought, oh, you're
Yeah.
clogging up this deal, and now I'm happy. Is that like
I would be so
genuinely-
cooked. We would be so cooked without him.
Yeah. He came in like very well this season.
Yeah. He's doing extremely well. Julian is saying he will reach 200 games for Juve by next year. That's crazy, actually. Is it? Is
is.
it?
It's close. Yeah, he's played over 100 games.
Oh yeah,
I
he's
think.
here since Pirlo. Like he went out on loan for
Yeah.
a couple of yeah.
He's been here since COVID.
Yeah, it's actually that
Yeah.
long.
He only left on loan for 6 months, like two
Yeah,
years
and
ago.
how old is he actually?
26.
26.
He's
yeah.
very young still. He's very young as well.
Yeah, we signed him when he was still like a child,
Yeah, he's very young as well.
From Schalke. Insane.
Someone said he played every
Yeah.
single position except center back and goalkeeper in Motta's 4-2-3-1.
Thing is, he played as a center back at Schalke, by the way.
He did.
Yeah, he did. I remember that clearly.
Not that I've watched him at
Um,
Schalke, but
I watched him at Schalke. I remember there was a moment.
Yeah,
he
you
played-
told me
played in
once.
Schalke.
7 games he played as a
Yeah,
centre back.
I'm a big Bundesliga fanatic, so that's why.
Julian saying he's 27 in August. It's young. Like it's young. I mean,
No, it's fine. It's completely fine.
that's still young. But yeah, I wanted to praise him before we would wrap up the stream because I think he deserves the praise because he's
Yeah.
like Norbert said, like he's good thing he's here right now. Considering how the squad was constructed and the injuries, it's only good that he's here. Not just here, but also like just playing well. Like you can be here just to be here, but he's here and he's making a difference. Like he's having a positive impact on the team, on games. Like just in games, he's having an impact. So yeah, credit to him, massive credit to him for turning it around this big time. It's not
Listen,
just
he
quick
played
fix.
156 games already.
Yeah.
Yeah, if he stays, he's gonna hit that next season.
Oh yeah, he's gonna hit that. Thoughts on Padula reporting Chilwell?
No,
Should get arrested
Wow.
for reporting it. Just
you
got
got my
reported.
you got my live reaction to that news. I didn't hear that, by the way. Like,
I did.
I see it now.
Yeah. Did you say Chilwell? Yeah, should be get arrested. You should
No,
be get arrested.
please, no.
If we get Chilwell, I might be Giuntoli out. I might skip the summer. I promise him. I might actually be Giuntoli out. Because that's
That's funny.
actually.
He said earlier in the
Let me
live.
see,
I'm not
wait,
Giuntoli out, I'm not that guy.
Okay, so Chilwell, it doesn't make it good. By the way, I'm probably gonna make it worse. Chilwell is only an option if we sell Cambiaso, so I probably made it worse. Like I made
Yeah.
it worse.
No, you definitely.
Imagine the
made it.
downgrade.
Yeah.
And Cali is
this
still
is
an
my
option.
first time hearing this news, so like
It's
the
fresh.
reactions are fresh. Like I have no idea that I didn't open Twitter.
Yeah. On that sad note, I couldn't believe actually it could get worse than Cali, but we managed to do that. That's pretty amazing. Being Giuntoli, that's actually pretty amazing. But yeah, we're gonna wrap this one up because I had enough for today, and I'm going to bed straight away. I need to wake up in a couple of hours, and I'm done. Vega good, Chilwell, an all-time stinker. You're being nice, Julian. It's not an all-time stinker. Jesus Christ, he's actually rubbish. Besides being injury prone, he's rubbish. Like he's the moment I wasn't even high when he joined Chelsea when he was at Leicester.
50 million.
When he joined Chelsea,
Wow.
he has been rubbish. And I use that word maybe too often. Take my word for him, rubbish. Like absolutely dreadful, unwatchable. Like just a shit defender. Like actually that poor. It's not even funny. It's not funny that you're being linked with these type of players. But I'm gonna wrap it up because I will say something and this video will get taken down. But yeah, people. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel as always. And let's see what will happen tomorrow if we can top the depressing news, or if Giuntoli comes to stands. I don't know. Thanks Norbert. Thanks Malik for sharing the pain. Even though we won for some reason, like it turned into this.
Never a dull day.
No, absolutely not. I'll be back live tomorrow for a preview / transfer update, and then Tuesday, match reaction, and Wednesday we'll be live again to talk about the Bruges game and probably some transfers, and then we will see how we will build up towards Napoli. And yeah, that's it for me, people. Have a good evening. Thanks for watching and stay safe.